we've got a brilliant guest on today.
I know Pandora since I was about 13.
Do you remember making me...
Oh my God. I've actually been... I think I said I was really enjoying it, but I think I might have been lying.
This is a really, really lovely book. I'd recommend this to anybody, not you. You are a ferocious reader, Pandora. What are some of the highlights?
All Fours by Miranda July. Women are husbands after reading this book.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Warning.
Sorry, what book was that? I mean, have you had time to watch anything, read
Do you know
anything?
what? I've been doing more reading this week.
Okay, nice.
I read Frankie by Graham Norton, which was a bit of a wild card because I just grabbed it on the way to the airport when we went to Portugal. It was just by the front door, so I just grabbed it.
Yep.
I haven't read any of his other books. Like, I've read the odd chapter here and there when he's come on, because Graham is obviously he's a brilliant chat show host, but obviously also a brilliant author. And this is his fifth novel. And this one is about a woman called Frankie, or Frances, as she starts out. She's 84. She lives in London and she has a fall. So this man called Damien, a young carer, comes in to look after her.
Yeah.
And it's basically her telling him her life story.
Oh, sweet.
It's really nice. But he writes it in such a witty and empathetic and sensitive way that you really get on board with her character.
Okay.
He's just such a clever man, Graham.
He is, yeah.
And I knew he was a brilliant author, but this is the first time I've been engrossed by one of his books. And honestly, I think he should give in the Graham Norton show and just do this.
Just do books.
Just do this.
High
No,
praise
he's actually
indeed.
brilliant at that. But this is a really, really lovely book. I'd recommend this to anybody, not you.
Anybody
you.
but you.
Or not my husband. But definitely Izzy.
Okay.
So I've been reading that. You have binned.
I've binged. Yeah, I've done a bit of reading as well. I'm page 40 now on the Iron War book.
Well done.
I'll get there in the end. I am really enjoying it though.
But what have you been watching?
I've been watching. Well, I've actually binned Disclaimer. So
This is ridiculous.
Well, we talked about Disclaimer, I think, on the last episode, and I think I said I was really enjoying it, but I think I might have been lying because I was kind of enjoying it. And everyone, yourself, and I think our guest was just going, isn't it amazing? And I was like, yeah, it's amazing. But
this
actually,
podcast is built on trust.
Well, I know.
It's
Well,
not built on
I'm coming.
sheep following sheep.
No, I'm coming clean, okay? I didn't really enjoy it.
Oh, wow.
I found it dreary and bit boring. I didn't enjoy the voiceovers. I'm a big fan of Sacha Baron Cohen. I am. I didn't particularly enjoy his performance. I didn't particularly enjoy Kevin Kline's performance.
This is like a complete U-turn. You
Yeah,
realise?
I was like halfway through episode 5 and I was like, I'm sorry, this is boring.
But there were only 6. You could have just
I
held
know.
out for one more.
It's not that gripping. I mean, look, episode 3 and 4 are pretty great. But apart from
Kylie episodes.
yeah.
Yeah, see, we watched that and it didn't have the effect that I thought it might, in terms of I was just WhatsApping the other mums about a birthday present at the same time.
And Charlie was sat there going,
Charlie was going like, this is amazing. I was like, oh, is it? And he's like, well, put your phone down. Anyway,
Yeah.
I didn't.
well, do you know what? I mean, look, it's you enjoyed it. Everyone else
did.
seems to be enjoying it. I didn't really enjoy it.
I
I'm
like
not
Blanchett.
fussed. I wasn't fussed about the story. Wasn't
Oh, that's
interested.
good. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to agree on
No.
anything.
But the problem is, I was like, right, I'm done with this. So I stopped watching it. And then I was in that position of, what am I going to watch now? And I was flitting through Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime. And I was like, I am in a position as to why we started this podcast, right? So here to recommend people things.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, shit, I don't know what to watch. So I started Territory.
I think I started listening to Binge.
So I did actually. I think I messaged James, our producer, and was like, I need some recommendations here.
Okay. So what did you go with?
What I ended up watching is season 6 of The Crown.
We should also say that we've got a brilliant guest on today.
We do have a brilliant guest
Now-
who you're very excited about.
Very excited. I used to love listening to her podcast, which was The High Low with Dolly Alderton. She is a brilliant journalist, an amazing author herself.
Yeah.
And she hosts lots of different podcasts, actually. She's called Pandora Sykes.
Yes, and I, Al, have known Pandora since I was about 13.
Well, I was going to say, I
Yeah.
mean, just to tease a bit of the conversation, we'll find out about Harry's exploits during his teenage years and how he would go about trying to get a girl.
Even I was shocked by this revelation. I totally forgot.
Well, Pandora has first-hand experience of that. Amazing. She also tells us about the book that apparently is making women leave their husbands.
Yes, there is a book that she's going to talk about that has caused this mass exodus of wives.
Hi, Pandora. How are you?
Oh, I jumped the gun. Sorry. Hello.
Hello. We talked about Rivals, didn't we?
We did, but before we start, I
couple of
just want to
weeks
say, when we found out you were on the podcast, Alex, first of all, was very excited.
Yes.
She on the group WhatsApp, she was like, "Oh, I love Pandora," and I was like, "Well, I can top that. I know Pandora."
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
but now I sort of can, because you know a lot of people.
Do I? I
yeah,
don't know.
you do.
Yeah, we've I don't know, what, like 13 maybe?
Do you remember making me a PowerPoint presentation?
Oh my God.
That makes you sound dead boring, Harry.
Look, we're that old that was how you flirted when you were 14.
That rings a faint bell. Can you please continue?
Do you really want me to continue?
I do.
Don't know.
It's not safe for work. It's just hilarious. I wish I still had it. You made me a PowerPoint presentation of what we would do on our hypothetical first date, and you used clip art, and then it was us at dinner with like a sort of clip art date.
Carry on, I'm enjoying it.
I can't remember what happened after that.
Oh my God, wait, so how did I send this to you? Because like was it email?
On email.
We
emailed.
I
emailed
you a PowerPoint presentation of how...
Yes, I think either we had shared a kiss or we might have after the presentation because it was so successful. But at some point in this, yes, we had an email
exchange.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry is like an onion, Pandora. Every week we peel another layer to reveal something even more embarrassing.
Do you know what? Actually, I'm not embarrassed.
It was like a stiff willy last week, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Well, there you go.
That's
I'll
nice,
take that.
isn't it?
Yeah, do you know, I'm not embarrassed by that PowerPoint
No.
presentation. I'm quite proud of myself.
I
there.
think you
God,
should
I wish
be.
I had it.
Oh God, I wish you had it too.
It was on my school email.
Oh, that is so
That
good.
is funny. But I haven't loved you since you were a teenager, Pandora, but I have loved you for a long time because the high-low used to be the highlight of my Tuesdays. Where did that go? Your podcast with Dolly Alderton. It was so fantastic.
It's a fun when everyone's like, please, will you bring back the job you used to do? But it's really nice that it made an impact because it was obviously like all our baby. And no, we loved doing it, but it really grew. And, you know, we never had producers or booking agents or anything. We did absolutely everything ourselves. And we were also trying to write books and I was having babies. And so, you know, it is very much done, I think. But I'm really grateful for the love it holds. Loads of people are still listening to it, which I find hilarious because it was very topical. Yeah, we still get some download money. So yes.
Speaking of nostalgia, Rivals is fantastic for that, isn't it? We have spoken about it. I described it to Harry as a romp. We did like a chart of curries in terms of steamy programs. I'd say it's about a booner. Yeah. If somebody who's listened to this hasn't seen it yet, how would you describe it, Pandora?
Well, it's an 80s bonk buster. So it's sort of Jilly Cooper was obviously really famous for kind of sexy commercial fiction in the 80s and 90s with a distinctly like British edge. I was just in New York for work and a lot of people hadn't heard of Jilly Cooper and I was like, oh my God. So I think she is quite British, but it's a story about lots of posh people fighting for a TV franchise. Now doesn't sound so sexy, does it? But there's also a lot of sex going on and a lot of power play and a lot of really funny kind of observations around class and sort of parties and socializing, and it's just a romp. Yeah, it's a bonkathon. It's really well done though. They've nailed it. Can I give you a podcast recommendation?
Go on.
Aside from Rivals, it's called The Columnist. It's made by Wondery, and maybe they teamed up with the New York Times, and it's about this tech journalist who got a tip from a hacker that he sometimes works with, who had found basically this assassin website with 600 kill orders. So 600 people have killed. The website is a scam run by a Romanian guy who was like, I don't feel bad taking money from these people. They want to kill someone. But the kill orders themselves are real. These are 600 people who someone wants dead. And so this journalist tries to get in touch with them all to tell them that they're in danger, and then to team up with the kind of local police force, because they're all over the world, to try and arrest the person behind it. It's a brilliant feat of investigative journalism. It's called The Kill List.
That sounds amazing.
Your face, Alex.
So
I know.
cool.
We'll have to do that on Watchdog. All those people being scammed and not having their person killed. That's terrible.
I know. 37,000.
Pandora, you said that you watch TV a couple of nights a week.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific that you've been watching that you'd like to recommend, or something, a film maybe somebody was talking about that you'd binged on a flight to New York? What was that? Something about Donald Trump?
Yeah, the TV show that I love is Brassic. I've just started from the beginning. It's absolutely amazing. I can't believe I never watched it before. It's like the best writing. And the film I watched is, The Apprentice, about when Donald Trump became a real estate mogul in the 70s and 80s, and the lawyer that mentored him. And the lawyer, Roy Cohn, is played by Jeremy Strong. And that is, I mean, if he's not nominated for an Oscar for that performance, I would be very surprised.
Wow, that's very timely, isn't it?
I know, slightly too timely, but it's very good.
Okay, that would be
I'm
up
in.
your street, wouldn't it?
So that's actually drama. That's not like a documentary.
No, that's he was threatening to sue kind of everyone involved. I don't know where he's got with that. Yeah, Sebastian Stan plays Trump, and Jeremy Strong plays this. I actually find Jeremy Strong's character more interesting. He's a gay, homophobic lawyer who was behind a lot of the laws in New York City that like actively harmed the queer community. He also dies of AIDS, and this is true to real life, pretends that he hasn't got AIDS. So it says a lot about the kind of AIDS crisis, how homophobic America was in the 80s, but also riveting to see the man that basically turned Trump from this like incredibly timid, dull character into someone, you know, like a sort of narcissistic megalomaniac.
These here on this list, right, from one quarter, I haven't read any of these. And they must all be quite good, right? Because you've read them.
I should hope most of them are good. I don't think I'd put anything on there I really hated. I can see Martyrs in there. That's really
Martyrs.
great.
I know I've heard of Martyrs before, but
Yeah,
I mean, I just wondered, because we come to the end of the year, and this is when everybody releases their books. So it's back to back at the minute of interviewing
October's a
authors
busy,
and all the rest of it. You know, looking back at the year, what was some of the, this is really hard for you because obviously we talk in hundreds of books, but what are some of the highlights, maybe sort of 3 that you really enjoyed and would definitely recommend?
So Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. That's a debut book by an Iranian-American author, which is absolutely just mind-blowing. All Fours by Miranda July. She did a piece saying that women are leaving their husbands after reading this book.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Warning.
Sorry, what book was that?
All Fours.
It's called All Fours.
Make
You're
a
gonna make
note.
sure it's not in your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm making a little
absolutely
asterisk
brilliant.
by that one.